What if I told you that the world you know right now, the cities, the people, the foods you love, might not even exist as you know them in just 25 years? What if chocolate disappeared, a deadly asteroid nearly wiped us out, and humans started building cities on Mars? Sounds impossible? Think again, because these aren't science fiction scenarios. These are real, science-backed events that experts say could unfold before 2050. So sit tight, because what you're about to hear might just change the way you think about the future. 1. Colonization of Mars, humanity's second home? Imagine waking up, and instead of birds chirping or cars honking, you hear the faint humming of oxygen generators. You step outside, wearing a space suit, and see red dust stretching for miles. You're not on Earth. You're on Mars. It sounds like something out of a movie, but in reality, space agencies and private companies are already laying the groundwork for human colonization of Mars. Why Mars? Because it's the closest thing to Earth we have. Its day is just 40 minutes longer than ours. And it gets enough sunlight to grow crops, inside greenhouses of course. But it's not friendly. Mars has no breathable air, radiation levels are lethal, and temperatures can drop to minus 125 degrees Celsius. That's why billionaire Elon Musk has made it his life's mission to build a self-sustaining city on Mars. His company, SpaceX, is already developing spacecraft capable of interplanetary travel. His vision? 1 million humans living on Mars by the late 21st century. He's planning cargo missions, oxygen production plants, and eventually human settlers. Musk believes that colonizing Mars isn't just exciting, it's a backup plan for humanity. Because if Earth ever becomes uninhabitable, Mars might be our only hope. Would you go? 2. The technological singularity, when machines become smarter than us. Let's pause. Close your eyes for a second and imagine a world where computers don't just obey us, they outthink us. Where your phone doesn't just answer questions, but writes novels, diagnoses illnesses, and governs nations. Welcome to the concept of technological singularity. It's a theoretical moment in time when artificial intelligence surpasses human intelligence, triggering an uncontrollable explosion of technological growth. Think of AI that improves itself, becomes smarter, faster, and more capable with each passing hour. Soon, it outpaces every human brain on the planet. Futurist Ray Kurzweil predicts this will happen around 2045. And when it does, AI may gain rights, emotions, or even ambitions. But there's a dark side. Stephen Hawking warned that uncontrolled AI could lead to human extinction. If AI governs warfare, economy, or even our legal systems, what happens to our role? We may lose control of the very thing we created. Are we ready to coexist with something smarter than ourselves? 3. Nuclear fusion, limitless energy is coming every second. The sun fuses atoms, releasing more energy than all of Earth's power plants combined. Now imagine if we could do that right here on Earth, safely. That's the promise of nuclear fusion. Unlike nuclear fission, which splits atoms, fusion combines atoms, releasing enormous energy with virtually no pollution or radioactive waste. Sounds amazing, right? But there's a catch. It requires temperatures over 100 million degrees Celsius, and sustaining those temperatures in a reactor has proven extremely difficult. Still, we're getting close. Projects like ITER in France, China's artificial sun, and MIT's spark reactor are making breakthroughs. China's reactor already sustained extreme plasma for 30 seconds, and spark aims to deliver net positive energy by 2028. Experts believe that by the 2040s, fusion could power entire cities, cleanly and affordably. It could replace fossil fuels, end the energy crisis, and slow climate change dramatically. Unlimited energy, zero emissions. This isn't science fiction anymore. It's our next energy revolution. 4. Interstellar exploration, reaching the stars. We've sent robots to Mars, humans to the moon. But what about other stars? Enter Breakthrough Starshot, a project funded by physicist and billionaire Yuri Milner. The goal? To launch tiny spacecrafts, each the size of a computer chip, attached to light sails powered by lasers. They could reach 20% the speed of light and fly to Alpha Centauri, our closest star system, in just 20 years. Each chip would carry cameras and sensors to study exoplanets like Proxima Centauri b, a possible Earth-like world. A journey like that used to take thousands of years, but it might take 2 decades. By the 2040s, we might receive images from a planet outside our solar system. Think about that. We're not just exploring space anymore, we're stepping into interstellar travel. 5. The ice-free Arctic, a tipping point for Earth. If you want proof that climate change is real, just look north. Since 1979, Arctic sea ice has shrunk drastically. Now scientists say we could see ice-free Arctic summers as early as 2035. Why does that matter? Because ice reflects sunlight. No ice means more heat is absorbed, speeding up global warming. It also means rising sea levels, stronger hurricanes, and climate refugees. And what about wildlife? Polar bears, walruses, seals, they rely on that ice to hunt and survive. Remove the ice, and you collapse the entire Arctic food chain. This isn't about polar bears anymore. It's about people. An ice-free Arctic affects weather patterns around the world. From floods in Asia to droughts in Africa. The entire planet feels it. Unless we act, the Arctic will be the first domino in a chain reaction we can't stop. 6. The Apophis asteroid, Earth's close encounter. Imagine the night sky, and suddenly a massive asteroid appears, so close you can see it without a telescope. This could be a reality on April 13, 2029, when asteroid Apophis passes dangerously close to Earth. How close? Closer than our satellites. Just 31,000 kilometers away. Apophis is 370 meters wide. If it hit Earth, it would release 750 megatons of energy. For comparison, the atomic bomb dropped on Hiroshima was 15 kilotons. This is 50,000 times more powerful. If it strikes land, millions could die. If it hits the ocean, tsunamis could destroy coastlines from Japan to California. Scientists believe Apophis won't hit us in 2029. But what about future orbits? NASA is watching. But the lesson is clear. We're vulnerable. And the universe doesn't send warnings. 7. Chocolate extinction. A world without chocolate? Now, let's talk about something closer to home. Chocolate. Believe it or not, chocolate may disappear by 2050. But because cacao trees are fragile, they need very specific conditions: steady rainfall, high humidity, and rich soil. But climate change is shifting all of that. Diseases like frosty pod rot and witch's broom are wiping out cacao crops. And rising temperatures are making traditional growing regions, like Ghana and Côte d'Ivoire, unfarmable. Scientists warn that chocolate may become rare and expensive, or even extinct in its natural form. Companies like Mars Incorporated are working on genetically modified cacao to resist disease and survive changing climates. But ask yourself, would you eat GMO chocolate? Or can you imagine a world where Valentine's Day, birthdays, and holidays are chocolate-free? The future of chocolate hangs in the balance. 8. The rise of superbugs. When antibiotics stop working, we've taken antibiotics for granted. A sore throat? An infection? A pill and you're fine. But what if those pills stopped working? That's exactly what's happening. Antibiotic resistance is on the rise, caused by overprescribing, self-medicating, and using antibiotics in livestock. By 2050, drug-resistant infections could kill 10 million people every year, more than cancer. Simple surgeries could become life-threatening. A scraped knee could lead to sepsis. Organ transplants and chemotherapy could become too dangerous to attempt. Unless we develop new antibiotics and use existing ones responsibly, we may soon enter a post-antibiotic era, a time when modern medicine collapses. This isn't a distant threat. It's already happening. 9. The birth of new countries. Redrawing the world map. The borders you see on today's maps aren't as fixed as they seem. By 2050, the world could see the birth of entirely new nations. East and West Libya may officially split due to years of civil conflict. Somaliland, operating independently since 1991, may finally gain international recognition. The Shetland and Orkney Islands could break away from Scotland. A unified Korea, while costly, remains a long-term vision in both North and South. And the United States of Europe? Experts believe the EU may need closer political unification to survive economic and political turbulence. In short, the world's map may look completely different in just a few decades. New flags, new currencies, new identities. History is still being written. So now that you've seen the future, how do you feel? Inspired? Terrified? Curious? Because whether we're colonizing Mars, dodging asteroids, or fighting superbugs, one thing is clear: the world is about to change in ways we can barely imagine. And the real question is, will you be ready? If you found this video eye-opening, do your future self a favor. Like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon so you don't miss what's coming next. We cover the future, science, mystery, and truth. So if you're hungry for knowledge, this is your home. And now, we want to hear from you. Which of these 9 events do you think is the most likely or the most terrifying? Drop a comment below. We read every single one. The future is already on its way. The only question left is, will you watch it happen or be part of it?